When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. That you might work.
Welcome back to another episode of the Michel Matters Podcast. I'm Jacques Michel.
And I'm Jackie Michelle.
Man, welcome back for real. It's episode 76.
Hey guys.
Off a little bit of a hiatus, but
yeah,
much needed, I think, like rest and just a break from the podcast. More so, it's hard to be creative all the time, at least for me.
Yeah.
And Jackie does more of the creative stuff, so let me not do all that. But like coming up with episodes, all that. We'll talk about the podcast later. But
yeah,
it was good to get a little break. We're back earlier than we expected.
Yes.
I don't know how we're gonna post this, but
yeah, we're a little earlier. We said March, but yeah, people had things to say,
so we decided to get back to making the content.
Yeah.
So
and it's at a good time, so we can kind of pace ourselves. But yeah, what did we do going into the new year?
Oof. It's so crazy, like the new year, and then it felt like 2020 just was dragging on. Like it never felt like it changed, but it did. It did change.
Yeah.
What did we do to bring in the new year?
I kind of felt the change though. I don't know why. Yeah, maybe because it was like an election year and all of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, other things are going to be happening, so it's not going to feel like just a run-on sentence. Yeah, what did we do? We had your brother here.
Yeah, my brother, his girlfriend.
Yeah.
My sister, my niece, and us. That's kind of like our tradition.
Yeah, that's typically.
It's just us hanging out. We get like Haitian bread and pate.
Yeah.
Did we do that for New Year's?
We did.
Yeah. We got Haitian bread, pate, and yeah, we just hung out. I think we tried to watch some, but
at first, because everything was kind of whack. Like there was, I don't remember any significant performance like that. So we kept changing the channel. But even before the whole ball drop situation, we watched Jeopardy on Netflix.
We did.
We watched like 3 episodes of Jeopardy on Netflix.
We did that. We played.
Oh yeah, we did play games.
We played like games, but it was super basic.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like our New Year's tradition. So
we
kept that up this year. But yeah, I felt like even the ball drop, it wasn't the same. No one was there when you watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Granted, we were all with each other. We were happy, but it wasn't. It just felt different.
It was weird.
You knew it was different. It was just January is the 13th month of 2020. It just felt like that for a little bit.
Yeah. What else?
We redid our driveway, and I'll take a sip of this.
Well, even before that, because you were talking. Yeah, I don't even want to. But I did launch a new collection for Bare Reverie.
Okay.
And that was on New Year's.
Yeah,
I think it was New Year's Day.
Okay.
I think. So that went really well. I'm still making sales.
Yeah.
And so I'm pleased, especially when it was, like you were saying, being creative, especially last year, was like, really? Like, what is supposed to inspire me right now? But made it work. And yeah, I was inspired. Every collection is inspired by somebody I know. Or a woman in my mind, and that collection was inspired by my grandma, so I got to actually spend time with my grandma because of the pandemic. So it was really nice. And then things kind of went downhill.
Well, let's do before we do that.
Okay.
Let's give you your flowers on your collection.
Okay.
This was probably my favorite of the collection so far
because it's like a sexier collection.
That could be it. And
it's black.
Yeah, I like the color. I don't know. I like the pieces.
Yeah.
And then I know you worked really hard on this one. But yeah, this was probably my favorite so far. Yeah. I definitely, when I get my line on the brand, it'll... That ain't happening?
What, like a male a male line?
No. I need to like be the creative director for one of these lines because it's lingerie. And what matters more than what we think as the guy?
Is that right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think I could probably get some top-notch product out there if you let me pick. You took some of my ideas for sure.
You know what's interesting is I would say the majority of people who actually purchase, to my knowledge, because some of them I know, right? So to the ones who actually purchase, they don't have a man. So
I mean, they wearing it for somebody.
Or they wearing it for themselves at home to be comfortable in sustainable lingerie that looks cute.
I guess you walking around your house with lace.
Yes.
Just looking in the mirror.
Yes.
What a waste of lace.
Or posting it, I haven't seen anybody post, lingerie like that, but just for the sake of it. But yeah.
It was nice. And then you did a great photo shoot.
Yes. And I have officially / unofficially hired someone.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like my first employee, but not really. It's like a contractor.
Yeah.
So she does my social media, and I love her, and I love everything that she's been doing so far. It's legit now, Yeah. Where it's like, okay, I need you to sign this W-9 for me because
that's growth. That's the growth we've been wanting and talking about since this whole thing started. It definitely took a step forward when you started putting more of your attention to it.
Yeah.
And then,
which is what you were scared of. You were like, is she for real?
I mean, that's the only way.
I'm proving myself to you.
I mean, that's the only way this makes sense and works.
Yeah.
If you really are going to push the brand and take these steps, social media and the advertising part of it may not be your strong suit.
Yeah.
Find somebody who is.
It's not.
And
at all.
And there's way more, there's so many more levels to go. But yeah, I'm starting to see the fruition. And I'm proud of you.
I know.
Okay. So definitely check out the Louise collection on bareevery.com/shop. I got to promote that.
Yes.
So definitely check that out. But yeah, now we can get into this.
Yeah, I think things took a turn when we decided we're going to fast.
You think
that was the first... Yeah, that was the starting point of the new year, right? Because we fasted right after the soup shumu, I would say.
Yeah, Yeah, so we definitely started. So the last meal we had before soup. Our fast was the soup.
Yeah, because we had soup for 2 days.
Yeah, so... We started the fast the second or third, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a couple things about the fast.
Oh my God.
With the fast, we kind of broke it up in stages and done different things.
True. So it was for the whole month of January.
Yeah. And some of February. But differently.
For you.
But yeah, so we've done fast before. Yeah. But I feel like this fast was different for both of us. I think mainly me. I heard a message on fasting by David Platt. Definitely recommend to go check it out. But it just changed the way I thought about it, and we were doing a Daniel's fast.
Yeah.
And if you don't know anything about Daniel's fast, it stems from a story in the Bible where Daniel was. And his friends, and a lot of Daniel gets all the credit, but
and his friends,
they refused to eat the king's food, and they after I think it was 10 days, I can't remember the amount of days, but they compared their bodies versus the guys who were eating the king's food, and they were much more in shape. So people have turned this into a diet lifestyle, but it's the blueprint pretty much for most fasts, where it cuts out meat,
processed stuff,
dairy,
sugars,
no sugars,
I don't think dairy either.
It pretty much is vegetables, fruits, nuts, whole grains, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it cuts out all the good stuff and then just leaves you
anything from the earth, pretty much.
Yes. So that's kind of what it is. Now, for years before this, I've always just looked at the Daniels fast as like a diet.
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked at it as more of a fast and just a different perspective, so aside from having the Daniels fast, we also like completely fasted a meal. So we stopped eating dinner for, I think it was like a week.
Yeah.
We didn't have dinner for a week and we replaced dinner with
Bible study.
And I think that like took it over the top. And then one of the keys in the fast is like when you're hungry or when you're craving, to not just, suppress it, but to like embrace the feeling of hunger or craving and redirect it into like prayer and like a need for God. So it was really good. I definitely recommend listening to that sermon. But yeah, that fast. So Jackie said before we started fasting, like, or maybe it was in the middle, I can't remember, but it was like, don't fast if you're not ready. I was just like,
that's what people have always told me before I started a fast. And I understood why during the fast. Every time.
I mean, this is the first time I felt like I really
actually fasted. Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
I just didn't know what it was going to be this time. I was just like, all right.
So I'm trying to think of when this first started. It started kind of around Christmas. We first started having this issue around Christmas. And because I remember we were going Christmas shopping. And it was right before we left, Jackie was like walking around the house and she was like, why is there water in the hallway? And I was like, what? What you mean? Like, and the thing is, she hadn't been home all day and I had been home.
So I'm like, what did he do?
So we go and then there's water on the floor by the toilet and there's water in the tub. But that's the only place.
But there wasn't much water in the tub, though.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
That both are whatever acting up. So we, I tried to plunge it, basic home maintenance stuff. And I think we just kind of not gave up, but we was like, call a plumber. We dried everything up. We left the house and we went Christmas shopping.
Well, what we failed to mention was before Christmas, we redid our driveway.
Yes.
So it was pretty much done. Like the cement was done and everything.
And
before Christmas.
Yeah.
Because I think we were able to actually park like Christmas Eve.
Yeah. So when we first saw the issue, I remember it was the 23rd. So we saw the issue on the 23rd. The 24th, we had someone come out and like fix it. And fix it ish. And then people were here. They were using the bathroom.
Yeah.
It was fine. Fine-ish. Bro, I think the day after they left, I went outside and I noticed that we have like a clean out. I learned a lot about plumbing after all of this. So we have a clean out, which is basically access to your sewer pipes if you have any issues, because your pipes are typically like 3, 4, 5 feet deep. And then if you needed access, there's something typically at ground level that you can open up. Whatever. It's
at this point, this is the new year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I go and I notice the cap for my clean out is floating in a pool of water outside. And then I was like, we have an issue. Because our toilets were flushing fine.
Yeah.
But the one in our main bathroom,
the master
bathroom, was like going real slow, and I was like, man, what could it be? And yeah, so it turns out we had a major issue somewhere, bro. It took planning. It took a demolition team, a plumber. I want to say we were outside from my dad, because my dad came and helped. My dad showed up around 7:30, 8 a.m., and he didn't leave until like 9:30, something, 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Close to that.
Yeah. So the same plumber who had came before, like he just ran the snake thing through, and he was like, okay, like I'll have to, like, the issue was coming from this area, which was the driveway.
The freshly poured down
driveway. And it was like by the street part of the driveway. So it was like somewhere connecting to the city pipe.
I won't get too much into that.
Something. And so we were like, okay, so the same plumber came out since he had seen the problem. We were like, all right, whatever. Let's just hire him. First of all, why is it so hard to find somebody reliable, knowledgeable, and available in South Florida to do work properly on your house? Any type of contract work is like, where did you come from?
The thing is,
why are you like that?
I thought he was decent. Like, he came the first time, he did what he did.
That's my fault, because I found him on the Nextdoor app.
Yeah.
And people have been saying like, oh, hit such and such up, blah, 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 right? They always have recommendations. We always have our trusty plumber, but Jocks was like, I don't know if he could do a project like this.
He's a good, like...
Because he has, like, a job.
Yeah.
And not, like, a business. So he was like, I don't know if he's going to have time. And I was like, I don't know.
And we needed to get done, like...
He's a trusty person. He's always our plumber.
But he's good if, like, oh, my sink is clogged. And you call him, like, all right, anyway. It's clutch. But you talking about... This was we didn't know what it was, but we knew it was a major issue.
Yeah.
Like, definitely a major issue.
So anyway, we hired this guy, and okay, so that morning, your dad and one of his guys came to like demo a piece of the driveway.
Yep.
And you were working from home that day.
I was working with them.
You were working with them. And then I just kept seeing like the ring alerts. Because I was at a contract job. So I just kept seeing the ring alert. And I'm like, what is happening? So they had to demo that piece of the driveway. And then the plumber had to then go in and get whatever was wrong. Come to find out there was cement in our pipes.
From when the freshly laid concrete happened. So now I don't only have a problem with the plumber because he's just out of whack. I have a problem with the people who did the driveway. It was bad. It was bad. But they were good driveway people. In the end, let me say that. They were good driveway people. I will not take away from them. They did a great job. What people be putting on their Twitter bios? My views do not represent my retweets or whatever. It was a mistake for sure. That should have been caught. But aside from that, the work was good. I don't want to like completely. It looks great. Our driveway looks great today. But when you're hungry because you're fasting and it's a bunch of stuff going on in your house and it looks a mess and there's cement in your pipes and now you have to use like organic toilet paper that actually disintegrates. It's like, what are we doing? It's a long story. Hopefully we never have this issue again. No, we're not touching the driveway again. But the thing was like... Needless to say, we got a lot of discounts. Yeah. After all was said and done. For sure. Except from the plumber. Well, I took my discount from the plumber. Oh, yeah. Oh. And there's no conversation needed. Yeah. If you tell me a price and then afterwards you raise the price... But nothing about the work changed from when we first quoted it to after. And if you tell me a price and you're raising the price, but you're telling me a price from like a full work day where you're supposed to be coming at like 9 a.m. and you end up coming at 12 basically and don't start working until 4, I'm not paying you. I can do a whole podcast about for half of the day that you missed. Yeah, so that was just bad. But the fast part of it was like, I think that's what saved me. Not saved me, but like helped me through all of this. Like typically, all this is going on, I'd be super stressed. I was super stressed. He was. And I only called like once. I called like... And I didn't want to call in the afternoon. Like, hey, because the thing is, as it was going, like, it kept getting worse. It's like, all right, it's concrete in the pipe. let's see how far. And it was like, okay, we got to one point. I was like, all right, it can't be farther than this.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no, it's farther than that. I was like, I can't call Jackie. And then I think at one point you called me.
I called you just to see how it was going because I saw a lot of the Ring notifications.
It's going.
Yeah. And then when I get home, Dad is like, "This is just a Band-Aid," and I was like, "Excuse me." What are you talking about?
It was a very good Band-Aid. It was a good Band-Aid. But yeah. So typically when things like that happen, that's when I tend to maybe overeat or eat things I shouldn't eat because I'm stressed, and it's like comfort foods.
Yeah.
And at this point, I can't because I'm on Daniel's fast. And by the time it's all done, it's late and we're fasting dinner. So I don't even get to eat anything.
Yeah.
Like, all I can do right now is call on God. Literally.
Hooray.
So.
But yeah.
That's what we did. And I feel like it helped get us through. But.
In the grand scheme of things, it's a first world problem. But.
It is.
But. It's still like where you live. It's like, I gotta shut the water off for a whole day. Yeah. Like I can't shower. I can't, you know. So, yeah. Something always happens during a fast. I don't know what it is. What else do we do?
Oh, we celebrate our anniversary.
Yes.
And I feel like the more we go through these, like, the less emphasis I think we put on it. Because I really don't remember what we did for our anniversary this year.
Are you serious? You took me to the brunch. Well, we always do brunch. Yeah. I feel like since the weekend that we eloped, we've always done brunch.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true.
So it's kind of like I
don't know about always.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think we did last year.
Unless it's like we go somewhere, like on a trip. But yeah, we'll probably shout them out on another episode as a business spotlight. Yeah. No, they're not. Because it was really good. Yeah.
Okay, I take it back. Now I remember. Now that you said okay, I remember what we did. And that was fun. It was a nice vibe. Great restaurant.
Yeah, especially because it's COVID. So it was like, brunch is like a thing to do. Yeah. Like you actually get out the house and enjoy brunch.
But yeah, that was, I don't know. We did something, but it's not like the typical big anniversary,
like go on a trip or something.
COVID kind of changed all that, but this year was year 7. I think, is this the one that if you make it past this, you have a better chance of your marriage?
That's what they say.
That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
I think they call it the 7-year itch. Yeah. It's typically like I haven't like felt an itch yet, but like you know what I'm saying?
We did a whole episode on this, so I'll link it somewhere. But yeah, I think it was like year 7 to 9 if you could make it through those years.
2 more years.
Yeah.
I thought I was good.
Yeah. So
yeah, what else?
We've been on Clubhouse. We talked about Clubhouse before.
Did we?
We mentioned it.
Okay.
I think in like maybe the last episode.
Okay.
You've been on there more than I have lately.
But that's barely like.
Because I'm really never on like that. Like I'll join, like they have this fashion club in the morning, like a breakfast fashion club or something. I've done the rooms where you're like working and they're playing music while you're working.
So it's for people who are like working at home and they can't, or they need to concentrate?
Yeah. So they'll have like 30 minutes of just music and then 10 minutes of everybody goes around the room and, you know, what did you accomplish in those 30 minutes or whatever. And I felt like that was nice. That kind of kept me accountable.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you don't know, Clubhouse is basically just
audio,
a bunch of audio chat rooms. And you can host different rooms. You can start clubs so that people are alerted when you start certain rooms. And we did start.
Yeah, we started a club. Is that what it's called? A club?
Yeah, it's called a club.
We started a club. We haven't had any like conversations yet. I think we had one, but it wasn't when we started the club.
Yeah, we've hosted a room, but it was before we started the club.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know.
I think it would be like not a live podcast, but maybe something where we can interact, have like an AMA,
AMA.
Ask Me Anything.
Oh, okay.
Are you on YouTube or no?
I thought that was a Q&A.
No.
That's what they call it on YouTube, a Q&A.
Or maybe it's Reddit. Maybe Reddit has the AMAs. But it's Ask Me Anything.
Speaking of Reddit.
But yeah. So, yeah, we started the club. And if you need an invite, I know a lot of people are looking for an invite. I got a bunch at this point
me
that
too.
I haven't sent out. Comment or whatever, and I'll send you the link.
Yeah. If you're into that sort of thing. You know?
Yeah.
I just pop in every now and then, or I'll get a notification like somebody followed you, and I'm like, oh, I haven't spoken to them in 10 years. Let me follow them.
The thing for me, there's two things. Maybe more than two. But the first is the barrier to entry. So I don't have I have an iPhone, but it's my work phone. So I don't really touch that phone like that unless I'm working or whatever. So that's the only way I get on Clubhouse, when I have my work phone in my hand. Since I don't have that phone in my hand all the time, I don't get on much.
Yeah.
And then when I do get on, I was getting turned off very quickly, because once the app started to grow, I felt like it was great when it was less people on there. Now that there are more people on there.
But I don't feel, it doesn't feel congested.
So before, you could go on there and maybe there'd be one Clubhouse room talking about cryptocurrency.
Oh.
Now there's 5.
Yeah.
Talking about cryptocurrency.
Okay.
And then, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot.
It depends on who you follow, too.
For sure. But now I'm noticing, because there's more people and everybody's trying to, get clout, get on, it's a lot of capping on the app. And it's some of these people, I know you in real life.
Yeah.
And a lot of the rooms where you come in and you give your bio, that was the big thing on the app. At first, when you first get on, all right, tell me about yourself. Because it's a bunch of strangers getting together. And then at first it was cool.
I mean, you don't want to go on and be like, yeah, I just work from home and I work at a call center.
Bro. So, exactly. All right.
You want to, hey, I do my little body butters.
Check me out.
And we sold 6 figures this month.
I was in a room.
Okay.
And I ended up not capping. I didn't cap.
You cap?
I ain't cap.
Sound like you cap.
But I was I said something, so they were introducing ourselves and whatever. My bio is pretty straightforward. I work in construction.
You're saved, you're married, and you coach.
Yeah, and then, but in the room that I was in, it was a lot of artists and there's a lot of music people now. Artists always trying to promote this and that. So when I was in the room, I was like, yeah, and I'm a playlist curator.
You?
Yeah.
I guess, because you help
I've done it before,
stuff.
or I've helped in
playlist
curating. But I wouldn't say I'm
But you don't do it all the time.
Curator.
Correct.
But it's so easy to cap on the app. No one knows. So I got 5 people who immediately DM me on Instagram and were trying to get on the playlist.
Did you send them to Nick?
Yeah, I forwarded them to my brother.
Okay. So you wasn't capping. You still helped them with something.
I don't know where it went from there.
Of course.
Even then,
because they could have been capping.
I wasn't even ready. When they text me, I had to text my brother what should I say? Because I haven't done this in a while. I forgot. What's the pitch? What's the message that you send?
Yeah.
Because when people hear playlist curator, they think I'm just I'll put you on playlist. No, you got to pay to get on these.
Correct.
Playlists.
You got to pay to do anything.
But yeah. So there's a lot of capping on them. It's so easy to cap, right? And I was and then at that point I was I had to check myself. What am I doing? Why did I do?
Why were you even in a music room?
I was disgusted by myself.
What was the point?
I was why did I clout? I'm trying to get
followers.
Yeah, I was trying to. The room that we were in was, I think, specifically designated. That was the room, gain followers. So everyone introduced themselves, and as they're introducing themselves, everyone follows them.
Got it.
So yeah, and since then
I haven't been in one of those.
Johnny got me into it. I blame Johnny.
I don't like that.
But since I've done it, I think I've deleted all those people who follow me.
Yeah, because it's what was the point of this connection?
Exactly. So since then, I've deleted all of them. And whatever, feel free to unfollow me at this point as well.
If they find out.
Yeah. But so.
You can always tell because it's this person is following 500 people and they have 100 followers. And it's just what are you doing?
So now I use the app less, but then I also tried to like center, like, remember who you are. You are Jocks Michelle. You don't need to cap. You are
and
fine.
you don't
just
care.
as you are. And I just think I don't. That's what made it so nasty. I was like, why did I do that? I was disgusted with myself. That I lowered myself to the point where I said that, and I was like, you got to be careful because when you're talking to people who don't know you, you can give them off whatever impression you want to.
Yeah, that's tough. That's me. My name is Nelson, and I'm a captain. Alright. Be careful what word you use.
Oh my god!
Because on the what was it, Color of Friendship?
We're not.
Yeah. So that's Clubhouse in a nutshell.
This is so 2021.
But yeah, I feel like once I started seeing like, oh, you're on Instagram all the like. People from like high school who are mainly on Instagram. I'm like, okay, Clubhouse is just another social media app at this point.
And we can do a deep dive later on how Black people made Clubhouse pop.
But there is a Black-owned club. Well, I'm not going to say a Black-owned Clubhouse. It's its own app. It's called The Cookout.
Okay. We'll have to look into
but it's, I'm not going to say, I don't want to downplay it. I downloaded it and I went on like once. And you need an invite for that too. But you can also just like sign up and they'll
send you an invite.
Send you, yeah.
Because that's how Clubhouse was too.
Oh, okay. And so yeah, it's called The Cookout. But I don't think they have like rooms. It's not set up in the same way.
Okay.
A lot of it looks like articles-ish. Or like blog. Like instead of making a room talking about yourself, you're writing about yourself. Okay. Almost like a forum, I guess. Okay. That's what it looks like.
A big regular chat room.
That's what it looks like.
Okay, so like an old.
But I haven't really explored. So, if I have an invite, I don't know. I'll send it to you.
Oh, don't send it to me. No, send it to me. We're not going to downplay Black businesses on this podcast. But there's that, and then I mean, Twitter's coming. So
Twitter is coming,
like with their audio chat room version. So it's already started. It's Twitter Spaces.
Yeah,
and I'm assuming they're gonna ramp up and try to. Like not Clubhouse,
or join forces.
Maybe, buy the platform, something. But Black people made it pop, and we don't have any equity. But we'll talk about that another day.
Okay.
We could talk about the most 2020. I knew what type of year it was from the jump. Like it was clear. Like, oh, okay, I already see how we coming into 2021. Not much has changed. It might be getting worse.
Yeah.
We had... This was before the inauguration.
This was when they were filling Senate seats? Is
a little
Senate?
Bit before. I don't know. It was like... So, for a while, Trump had been ramping up about January 6th. And January 6th came. And they came... we don't got to say names. We don't got to point fingers. But we know... And stormed the Capitol. It was probably one of the crazier things I watched on TV.
Yeah. I think we were both home that day.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much all day. And I was... Were you home?
I came
You may not have been home in the morning.
I wasn't.
Okay, yeah. Because... Yeah. So I think I was home all day. And one of my friends, like, we'll chat on Google Chat. Shout out to Shalencia. And she was like, do you see what's happening right now? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I don't usually have the TV on. Mm-hmm. I'll usually have, like, YouTube on or a chill hop station or something like that. And so I was just on the computer and I just went to see, on CNN or on local news or whatever, what was happening. And it was like pictures of people climbing the Capitol, like the wall. And I was like, this must be photoshopped. Mm-hmm. So then I actually turned the TV on. And I was like, wait, y'all are breaking windows?
Bro.
On the buildings that we pay for? I'm confused.
Think about it. Like,
why?
I'm not like, I don't think people breaking stuff is foreign to me. It's what they were breaking.
No. It's not foreign, but this is what we put. Like, it's like when people are like, oh, well, you guys are tearing up the local Target.
Yeah.
And it's just like, don't nobody care about Target?
Yeah.
Target don't pay my bills. I don't pay Target bills. Well, I do sometimes if I buy like oat milk or whatever. But my taxes don't go to Target. Target has billions of dollars, I'm sure, that they will, whatever. Not to say that the U.S. doesn't. But for me, or any black person, which we did see a few black people at the Capitol, but for any black person to actually tear up a U.S. building, like, you're gonna die. Like, that's just what it is. So why would I do that?
It felt like one of those things that was like beyond the realm of possibility at the time. And then to see it happen and be like, okay, you have to know that if black people ever tried anything like this, it would be a totally different outcome. And I think
when I went back to the chat to my friend, I was like, nobody died yet? Like, I think that's just what my mind went to. Yeah. I was like, no, I don't hear gunshots. Like, I'm not that I want to. Yeah. Like, I would love everybody to stay alive. And then, God comes and we all go to heaven. That would be great. But that's not what's going to happen. When you guys are literally breaking the law and nothing is happening. I don't even see y'all being handcuffed like that. Like, I don't even see y'all.
But there's like breaking the law and there's doing what they did. Like, there's levels to this law breaking. Yes. And they were crossing lines that, like, it was, so of course, Twitter, Instagram, everything went crazy when it happened. You saw these memes and it's like, where are the police? Because when there's Black Lives Matter protests or pretty much any protest of people of color, like, they be out there. Yeah. Like, National Guard, like, Trump be ready? Get the National Guard out there, call somebody. It was like, where are the police? And they're like, they're the ones protesting. Sorry, was that protest? But I'm just saying. So it was it's one of those, I think it's a day in history we may never forget. Like,
no, we won't.
I remember it was January 6th, 2021.
But it won't be in the books, so.
It better be. Like, you ever see them?
No, there are tons of
like the mom making sure, like,
yeah,
they teach them the right thing.
Yeah,
about the
it's not gonna be nowhere to be found.
Nah,
it's just like every other. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, of course there's riots. There's always riots.
We caught them in 4K. Like, you can't deny it. It's there. This is something.
That's what we say when they kill black people.
This will live in infamy though. Like,
that don't mean nothing.
These are the things that we'll tell our kids about that we saw or we were around for the insurrection at the Capitol.
They're going to be like, what did you guys do? Like, nothing.
It was crazy, man.
What can we do?
Yeah, there were so many things wrong. There was like the big like I want to say auction block, right? Like they had where you could hang somebody. I forgot what it's gallows. And with a big noose, you see people around carrying like crosses. There were people praying on the Senate floor after they broke in, and it was just nasty. Like, it was just all types of conflation of religion and politics and supremacy. Like, it was just so much of it.
But overall, their point of doing this was what? Because Trump told them to?
And it was because the election was stolen.
The rigged election.
Yeah, the election was stolen. And they needed to do something about it.
Got it.
One line of reasoning that I heard that made sense was, I mean, if they were right, if the election really was stolen, what they did was noble. Yeah. But it wasn't. The election wasn't stolen.
Yeah.
And because of that,
to you,
to the court,
to you, because
like, it wasn't. There's
some people out here who think that it was.
But then it's like, okay, so you're talking about the same judges that Trump appointed also said that they ain't still election. Like, it was too easy. So that was crazy.
Yeah,
that was
what, like a week before The inauguration? 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah. Because it got that bad, they was like, nah, that inauguration, they locking it down.
Yeah.
They were like kicking, like, canceling people, Airbnb reservations, canceling flights.
Yeah.
Like, nah, we're not letting y'all get close.
Yeah. And I feel like they just upped the security, it seems.
Yeah.
Which I feel like security at an inauguration is always, or should always be, high level. But yeah, this year it felt like, whoa, like, it's a different world.
Speaking of the inauguration, though,
yeah.
All right, what are your thoughts? What were your thoughts on the inauguration? Because a lot of people thought it was monumental.
The vice presidency. That's what you mean?
Typically. That's the only thing that was
I don't know what else was monumental about it. But yeah.
It was a shift. It was a shift from Trump to anybody.
Well, yeah, but yeah. I mean, it could have been a shift from George Washington to a less racist. But anyway. Yeah, so we have a new president. I don't really put a lot of hope in that. Mm-hmm. But I am very proud of a Black woman in the vice presidency. That's amazing. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I'm proud of it, and I hope they do something with it. That's it. Like, my pride can't be it. Like, I need you to actually work now. Like, I celebrate you, and you look great, and let's do something.
Yeah, this is one of those moments where I felt like, even if it was symbolism, whatever, I embrace it. I think it's a moment in history for not just Black people, but Black women specifically to, feel like maybe another level is achievable. Like, we can, the glass ceiling was moved up a little bit higher.
And I think not only that, I feel we always get into this when we talk about race. It's like, is somebody Black? Is somebody this? But Cardi B's dad is okay. Like, I just feel like this is what I mean when I say somebody is actually living in their Blackness, right? When you see somebody else, since I said Cardi B, when you see a Cardi B, you could tell she was raised under a Hispanic roof or neighborhood or whatever. When you see Kamala, yes, she's Black and Indian. She went to HBCU. Like, she went to the HBCU. I in my mind, when I think of HBCU hierarchy, if that's a thing, she joined a sorority. Yeah, like, these are things that I'm like, oh, you Black for real?
Yeah,
like,
but
not to say that if you don't do those things, you're not Black. I'm just saying,
and if you do them, because like Rachel Dolezal went to like an HBCU and was an
and she braid hair
and was an NAACP president, like, and
has Black kids.
So Blackness is complex.
Yes, but I'm just saying. Like, we felt the same pride when Obama won, and we just kind of left it at that. I feel like it was just like, yeah, there's a Black president, and then Trump still was the president after that. So
it was more symbolic than anything.
Yeah, I'm done with the symbolics. We need to step it up now.
So I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I will say the highlight to me of the inauguration was two things. Michelle Obama. She looked amazing. Yeah. And
she's been showing out lately.
And the poet laureate. I know there was like this whole thing like, they kept saying like this young girl, like, she's 22. She ain't no kid. Like, give her all her flowers and her coins.
And I think they said she had a speech problem growing up. Yeah. So that's
those
legit.
are two dope things to me from the inauguration. And J-Lo was there. Don't know why, but anyway,
I don't. But Lady Gaga sounded nice. I like Gaga. That was my college years. But yeah, so Lots going on in the government, apparently.
Yeah, I'm done with politics.
Yeah.
So let's get into some of our bingeables and things that we watched.
Yes.
I don't want to watch Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, we did. We watched that. I wasn't really that wasn't my time.
Yeah, it was not even. They were just way before us.
They're just older. But I do remember my sister having a slight Salt and Pepper episode in her life.
Okay.
In the tail end of it, probably. So I knew a good amount of their music. It was an interesting Is it biopic? Biopic?
Biopic. I'm gonna just go.
Because if it's with an N instead of a P, it's bionic, not bionic. Right?
Biopic. Yeah, we're gonna.
So it's
biopic.
Okay. So just forget whatever I just said.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was interesting. I think there were things that obviously I did not know because I really watched them like that.
Yeah.
I could tell even watching interviews now that obviously Pepper was the crazier one.
For sure, I can tell.
But yeah, you could always tell, but it's like,
hold on.
whoa.
We're gonna see what he says. Oh, you can't hear it.
Oh, great.
All right, ignore that, guys.
It says biopic.
Yeah.
Based biopic.
I'm not.
I feel crazy, so we just gonna say biopic.
Bye. Ow.
Babe, okay. We watched the Salt and Pepper movie. It was fine. I don't really have any comments. I feel like the actress who played Salt actually looked like Salt, very much so.
Yes,
I think they both did great jobs, but I think the actress who played Pepper was like not giving me Pepper at all.
Yeah, it's tough because Pepper has like such a distinct personality.
Yeah,
I feel like everybody knows her as like, kind of bubbly, outgoing, like loud.
Mm-hmm.
The girl who played her was a good actress, but it wasn't like
she looked like somebody you know. Like, I feel like she looked like somebody you went to school with.
Oh,
but I can't think of her name.
A lot of people.
Yeah,
but so yeah, I liked it, and I liked that it exposed that there was a Haitian person who was like real influential and getting them started.
Yeah, her boyfriend.
Didn't know about him. Didn't know he was Haitian, so that was cool.
Yeah, even though he was a jerk.
Yeah, he was trash. But I mean, history, I guess.
Yeah, history.
I take it.
Yeah, another biopic.
Okay.
We watched was the Wendy Williams, and we watched her documentary too. Did you stay?
I first of all, you watched it the next day.
I did.
So don't do that. I watched some of it the same day. I watched the whole movie and some of the documentary. Like, I like it because Wendy Williams is a bit of a like train wreck. So I was looking forward to watching it, but I didn't get enough of the train wreck. But I could think it's because she told her own story, so
yeah, she
made some things look better than probably what it really was. So I was disappointed in that. But I was watching it to see a train wreck.
You know what's interesting with her story? I feel like it's still kind of fresh. Not to say, I mean, she's been out forever, but like, I feel like her story is still ongoing.
Yeah.
Where I feel like Salt and Pepper is like, okay,
yeah,
you guys have, let's do it. Let's expose. Like, that's way in the past. Wendy Williams is like, that was 3 years ago, girl. And that's what the whole movie was about.
Yeah, the thing with Wendy, I feel like everyone felt like she had always talked about people.
Yeah.
And she had a lot of stuff going on in her life that she never talked about.
Yeah.
So it was like, she knew people wanted to hear it, but I guess she also wanted to get a bag for it. So
yeah, and she said, she was like, I wanted to tell it before anybody else did.
Yeah.
But
sure.
Yeah, I feel like you're a shark in the industry at this point. You could have stopped whatever anybody was trying to do.
Yeah, but I feel like she definitely did it this soon because people just wanted to hear, like, it was a lot of baggage that was just never brought up. Like, you passed out on TV, Wendy. What really happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you and your husband are having this public divorce or breakup. What really happened? And, some of it came out little by little, like her husband cheating and having the baby on the side. It's like, oh, you got to talk about this when you always be in a mess. Like, whatever. I didn't want to be too much of a chatty patty, but I was definitely watching it for the train wreck.
Yeah. Did you used to watch her? I mean, listen to her on the radio at all? No. Okay. I don't know. Like you're big into hip hop and stuff. So
Yeah, but
those are the stations.
That's not the type of stuff I was looking for.
Got it. Yeah, no, I don't think, because I think she was still on the radio when I was in high school.
Okay.
And I mean, obviously she wasn't on the radio in Florida, so I didn't listen to her. But once she had the show, I would tune in every now and then if there was like nothing on at 11 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I was up. But other than that, it's just mess. So I don't know. She's gone through a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's hard to feel sorry for her because she likes mess.
Mm-hmm. It don't help.
But it doesn't help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say that. What else? We watched One Night in Miami.
What are your thoughts on that?
I thought it was cool. I love when like stories are told and then you look up stuff and it's like, oh, that actually was there.
Yeah.
So there were a couple things that were mentioned about Overtown and stuff that like while we were watching, I was like, oh, was that a thing? Let me Google that. I think it's kind of weird that like it they kind of made it as though that one night changed
for
everybody's life. Like that one night in Miami changed Malcolm X's life and Sam Cooke's life and from there that's why they're the great or whatever. And I was just like, okay, y'all are putting a lot onto this conversation that probably lasted like an hour and not 6.
Yeah, but
okay.
For me, it was like if I had one night in Miami, and specifically Sam Cooke, and I have to spend it listening to Malcolm X lecturing, that sounds like a terrible night.
Yeah, it was a terrible night for him.
But the thing about Sam Cooke, and this is something like you said, like looking up stuff and reading stuff after, that performance that he did of Change Is Gonna Come happened before the night in Miami. So Malcolm X is not the person who
made him care about blacks.
Yeah. So that was unfair to Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like the thing that stuck out to me. Like, y'all really did Sam Cooke green. Like, and I found out after that there's a Sam Cooke like doc on Netflix, so now I want to watch it.
Oh, okay.
And they dug into that, but it was definitely clear that happened before the one night in Miami.
Yeah.
But I'll take it. Dope day for the city, I guess.
Right. And then that made me go into a deep dive in like Muhammad Ali's life and like the time he spent in Miami and the home that he had here. And I'm like, oh, okay. He spent like a lot of time here.
Yeah.
And I didn't really see Miami as a boxing city.
Yeah.
So I guess he just liked it here. Like, I don't know.
I mean, what's not to like?
Yeah. So that was cool. I think Regina King did a good job.
Oh yes,
overall,
that's a good look for her specifically.
Yeah.
Aside from the historical errors.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was a good movie. Like for a movie with that much dialogue, it was still good.
Mm-hmm.
It was very like it's still insightful. Like about Jim Brown and how he retired to go be an actor. Muhammad Ali, like we know that he converted to Muslim. But like just kind of the effect that Malcolm X had on him in converting, it was just good. Like for the people who don't know the stories and the back like story behind some of your either favorite athletes or like, and you could see Jim Brown today and not understand that what Jim Brown was before. Yeah, because they look like two different people.
Right.
But yeah, it's good context.
Yeah, because I had to ask you, like, who is this man? What other biopics would you want to see? Obviously, I know you want to see Jay-Z's, if that ever happens.
You mean like later on in life?
Yeah, like what would you want to see?
I don't know. Like, the thing about it, too, some of these people, Jay-Z's a good one, but like some people, I don't know what their story is. So I won't know until the Bible comes out. Like, oh man, you really went through a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I did not expect, your story to be that cool. Like, even Salt and Pepper.
Cool.
Even Salt and Pepper, I didn't know about their background.
Yeah.
I just knew, the basics. So it's good to kind of see, like, even Wendy. I didn't know about Wendy having all those miscarriages and all that stuff. Like, it changed kind of, it didn't change how I view her, but it made the story more interesting to me.
Yeah.
So I think most people, if you have a good story, I want to see your biopic.
Yeah.
Biopic, whatever.
I think, man, yeah. I feel like most celebrities, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, or most influential people would have like a crazy, dope in a bad way story. Just because I really feel like if you reach that level, I just feel like you have overcome a lot to get there. Like that's my view on it. So even though, people will say like, yeah, I mean, I lived a pretty good life. Like what we know of Beyonce, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I mean, I grew up, both my parents worked. Like we had a nice house. We actually, other people's kids lived with us. Like, but it's a story there. Like you have gone through some stuff to get to where you are, and we just don't know any of it besides like maybe your husband cheated on you one time. Allegedly. I think it's more, but whatever. And like there's a story. I just know it.
One of the things that's going to be interesting with biopics or whatever going forward is like a lot of these people, because of social media, we know a lot more about their stories.
Yeah.
So it's going to be maybe less eventful, but like there are the, some of the dinosaurs like Beyonce. She don't talk to people like that.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there are other documentaries about her, but she directed, I think, the one so far, and it wasn't even a documentary, but like it was like the backstage of one of her tours or something.
Yeah.
Or I think it was when she was pregnant. I can't remember.
Yeah,
exactly.
it was the
but
life
she
is but a
directed
dream.
it. And so there's definitely probably more there.
Yeah.
To dig into, but I think those are the ones I like more because we know less about those people. Like. I know much less about Muhammad Ali than I do Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? But I've learned through the different stories. Think,
yeah. Because even then it's like, okay, well, what went into Rockefeller? Like, what was the behind the scenes like? Like, we just know y'all started it, but then...
Oh, it's going to be a good...
You know what I mean?
It's going to be good either way, but...
I think some of these need to be...
But some of the newer ones, it's like...
Yeah.
I don't know who's next. Like, who are the young ones that...
Who's next?
Like,
some of these need to actually be like films though, like not just a lifetime moment.
Yeah, like the Biggie and the the NWA, those were like movies, like full feature films.
I still didn't finish NWA.
That was a good one,
I guess. But yeah, I want to know like a little more. Yeah, and I'll wait. 20 more years. I could do that.
Yeah, that's me. I'm a doc guy. Like, I like watching docs. I like watching, like, timepieces about certain things. Because it's cool. And especially to, like, so say there's something that happened, and then it's, like, the backstory. Like, a lot of times we just know what happened. We don't know how all these little intricate pieces came together.
Yeah.
Like even in the One Night in Miami, where, I don't know how historical it is, but when Malcolm was standing next to Muhammad, when he came out as Muslim, like, they had a conversation. It wasn't well, maybe it was premeditated, but just the way the movie showed it, it was like, oh, like it was kind of a surprise and kind of just happened. It wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was.
I think the first one I watched like that was the Bob Marley one.
Okay.
But. Yeah, and I was like, what? Like, all of this happened? But it was people in his life. Yeah, because obviously he had passed. But, yeah, that was really good. And I think they touched on a lot of stuff that people had not really known like that. Yeah.
So, there's been a lot of good TV and stuff coming out. Jackie did make me watch this one movie that we still have not finished yet.
Yeah, we're like halfway through.
Are we halfway through?
I think so.
It's really okay. If we're halfway through, for the last hour, we've been watching two people argue. It's Malcolm and Marie.
Yes.
It's Zendaya and John David Washington.
I've been talking about this for like weeks.
Yeah,
because I'm like, I want to see it.
She prepped me for it, and I didn't know what it was. And then someone said something about it on like social media, and I was like, "Is this what Jackie want me to watch?"
Yeah.
So we fell asleep.
And we started it late.
But we stayed up for like the first 30 minutes. I stayed up a little longer, but then I turned it off. And then
you turned it off?
Yeah. Oh, no. I lied. All right, fine. We both fell asleep on that one. Then,
but who turned it off?
You probably.
Okay.
You woke up. Ooh. You woke up to turn
I woke up to turn it off.
And then we would try to watch it yesterday. And literally, I cut it on. It wasn't a minute into the movie and Jackie was asleep. And
seriously?
Yes. 1,000%.
Oh.
And I started playing Madden.
Okay, so we'll watch it after this.
Okay.
I think we have time. Oh yeah, you did buy Madden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was important.
I don't have a problem with seeing them just argue. I feel like it's a typical day in a toxic household.
Yeah.
And, you don't ever see that. Yeah, it's kind of like those movies where it's just stagnant, but it's a lot happening. Like The Phone Booth. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
So I feel like I went to the theaters and saw Phone Booth with, I think, Keanu Reeves.
Sounds like a waste of 2 hours.
And he was literally in a phone booth. Like, the whole movie. Besides that part when he walked to the phone booth, he was in a phone booth. And, like, people were getting shot. And people were like, this and that. And it's like, wait, what? But I kind of like it. Like, y'all are just in the confines of y'all home. And it's a bunch of stuff going on clearly in y'all relationship that y'all need to work through. That y'all have not worked through. And this night decided to be the night that all of this comes out. And I'm just like, whoa, like, I don't know. Yeah,
I seen someone say it's like watching a mashup of all the like Twitter couple arguments in film. And
do people have Twitter couple arguments?
Yeah, all the toxic couple questions and like, what would you do if...
Oh, I thought you meant like actual two people in a relationship.
No, it was just like someone brainstormed all the Twitter couple debates and put it into a film. And
there were valid points on both ends from what I remember.
For sure.
Where she was just like, I just wanted you to say thank you.
Oh my gosh. But when I asked you if you're okay, you said yeah.
Right. So it's like, okay, valid and valid.
I felt that. I was like, when I said that, and then it was like, I changed my mind. And I was like, what am I supposed to do?
Period.
What am I supposed to do?
And you, because I've been calling him Malcolm.
Yeah, all right, Marie.
Oh, when he gets argumentative, I'll be like, okay, Malcolm. Yeah. And he was like, you don't feel like that's crazy? And she was like, no, it's actually pretty easy. It's very easy to change your mind. Yeah. I wasn't mad before, but I'm mad now. How about that?
That was terrible.
And then all the while, I'm still making you some macaroni and cheese.
And is it me? I had a problem with the blue box mac and cheese.
Black people don't have that in their house.
That's not it. But, Zendaya's a question.
Well, I don't know. I feel like in college, I did do the blue box a couple of times.
I don't remember.
Just a few.
You know what?
I might have stuck it in the oven after.
But that was like college. That made sense, I guess.
Yes.
I can't see myself as a grown man.
Just off the stove.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Especially after I get in an argument with my girl. I don't know if I want to. But he did it, whatever.
Hey, that was dinner.
Tore it up, too.
That was dinner. And I just thought it was cool because it's like, you're like some big film director now, I guess. And you just eating blue box macaroni and cheese.
And the whole
after the premiere. I don't mind that either.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. It was so far. We haven't
so far, yeah. I can't
really
give an honest review yet.
I think Zendaya is an amazing actress.
They're both great actors, so.
For sure, she's amazing. And John David, he's definitely like, you can't just like, he's not Denzel's son. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's bigger than that. He's an actor.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that this feels like if you were like questioning before, now you know that dude can act.
Yeah.
So this is good.
Yeah. I know some people were saying because apparently it was a white writer.
Of the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they just felt uncomfortable with that because of like some of the lines. But I don't know. I feel like you see black thoughts everywhere now.
Yeah.
It's very easy to just, if you're a white writer, to just write it down. It's not.
You follow the right people on Twitter and you can just watch and observe.
Yeah.
And you'll kind of get a synopsis.
So I don't know. I don't know that I have a problem with it. We've only seen half of it. So I don't know what's coming. But what else? There was another movie I wanted to watch in black and white.
Okay, that doesn't sound like something.
It's Casablanca.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to watch it the other day.
Yeah, you tried to get me to watch it.
2 weeks ago.
That.
And it was just like, I think 10 o'clock at night or something. And I was like, I remember hearing about this when the Playboy Mansion show used to be on with the 3 girls. And he had like the 3 girlfriends. And they used to talk about watching Casablanca all the time. And I'm like, I never cared. But, let's see. They talk about how it's a classic. And I watched like 10 minutes and then you came in the room and you're like, we're not watching
this. This is cheeks. I'm not watching.
So maybe tonight I'll watch.
You can watch it.
We'll see. I can't think of any other movies.
Nah, we can wrap this out.
Okay.
So, last but not least,
the podcast.
Yeah, man. So, we didn't take off all this time for nothing. We got some ideas, making moves.
Yes.
So one of the big things, and you probably heard this at the beginning of the podcast, we've moved to Anchor.
Yeah.
Doesn't change anything about where you find the podcast or how you listen to the podcast. But
unless you were listening on SoundCloud.
You can
still listen to it on SoundCloud.
I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah.
You can. You can. But you're going to have to really catch up.
Yeah. You can.
Yeah.
We'll figure out that part.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I will figure that out. But yeah. So if you only listen on SoundCloud, maybe get like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, something. We're on all the podcast apps. Google Podcasts, everything. So that one was a change that we made that, forward thinking.
Yeah.
Things we want to do with the podcast. Anchor has like this little app. I still need to learn how to use it so we can do more things with like our audio and whatever.
Got it.
And looks like, fingers crossed, we're going to have our first local sponsor of the podcast. Still working on the details, but, growth.
Yeah.
Big things in 2021.
Jocks is handling that because I don't really know. I'm just here.
When you see it, you'll know.
I will know.
That was me.
So we'll see. Yeah, I'm excited. And we're going to have a lot of guests.
Yes.
We want to be guest heavy this year. So yeah, you'll meet quite a lot of people. And hopefully they have interesting stories. And we just want to share more than just what we got going on. Yeah. It's a lot of people out here doing great work. And we should all support great work. So...
yeah. And also, if there's anybody you think we should talk to.
Yes.
Or something we should talk about and we can...
Or if it's you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No
capping, though.
Okay.
No capping.
Yeah, no cap. And then let us know. Because, we be sending out these requests, like, these for booking email.
Yeah.
And they be writing back. So, you never know who will show up on the podcast.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah. Again, like I typically always say, I just haven't said it today. You can listen on all podcast platforms. You can visit our new and improved website, michelmatters.com.
Check that out. We didn't talk about that.
And, we do have some promotions on there. You can click and get, discounts here and there. Yeah. And then rate us, share us. We're excited.
All that.
Yeah.
All right. Another episode in the books.
Bye, guys.
When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy, double off deuce.